Hello there, and welcome to another of Andre's Artist Profiles. And today I am profiling another birthday boy, David Sanborn. Now he's, from David Bowie's Young Americans on. This man has been a session guy who's played on pretty much everybody's record, especially in the 70s. And, he is a very important link between, people like Hank Crawford and Grover Washington. He has a very copied and very distinctive style, but, David Sanborn among the pack. There's just something about his sound that you know. Just a little bit of that New Orleans gritty adopted. Now, it's impossible for me to have all of his albums, but, here are a little stack of them that I have. And I'm not going to go too deep into all of them, but this is actually, I believe, his first album. It's called Taking Off. It's from 1975. Again, where I live, David Sanborn albums are very, very easy to find in used stores. They give you, $1 on each CD or four for $2 or $6 or whatever. And there's always David Sanborn CDs floating around all over the place. And since most of his albums are really great and jazz funk with a lot of integrity, I just collect what I can find. So that's his first album. This is his second. It actually had some damage on it that I was afraid it wouldn't play, but it plays perfectly. Called Heart to Heart from 1978. Actually, it's not his second album, but it's one of his early records on CD. So wonderful album. I got that. Hideaway from 1979. This is David Sanborn on the back. Another great album from the 70s. Now this is Voyeur. This is where he really, polished up his sound. Patty Austin's on this. It's very much a Adele contemporary jazz funk album from 1981. Wonderful album there. As We Speak from 1982. Follow-up to Voyeur. Excellent record all around. David on the back again. Now, Backstreet. There's a little more synthesizer and kind of rocket stuff on this album, but still, David Sanborn plays on it like you wouldn't believe. One of my favorites by him from 1983. Here's a wonderful David Sanborn live set from 1984, straight to the heart. I have this on tape and got the CD because I really love it so much. This album was in my father's personal record collection when I was a young man. A Change of Heart, 1987. When I found that, I scoffed it right up because I always loved this album. And here's the follow-up from 1988, Close Up. Another great album, very, very similar in style. Here is David Sanborn's Another Hand from 1991. Bit of a jazzier album for him, but it's still an amazing record. Here is David Sanborn's album Up Front from 1992. Really, really, really gritty and funkified album. There was a song I remember hearing when I was 11, 12 years old on a single we used to have called Bang Bang. Cornbread, ham hocks, and chitlins, tofu. They'd had that in there. You got to hear that song. This is a great album. Sorry, I'm not much of a singer. David Sanborn, Hearsay. This is a very kind of Sade-ish kind of record from 1994, but I still love this. Again, there are some gaps here, but don't mind that. Songs from the Night Before from 1996, really involved in the smooth jazz era, but this album has a groove, a really heavy groove for that era. But it's David Sanborn. He's got some serious history and integrity, and that's why he's kind of one of my all-album kind of guys. This is my most recent David Sanborn purchase, Inside, from 1999. I've listened to all those other albums, but haven't listened to all of those yet. But there it is. Happy birthday, David Sanborn.